to have these conversations is because by now you must have understood that politics shapes our lives. Politics determines our safety. It determines how our education will go. Recently, the National Association of Resident Doctors have been on strike for over 3 weeks. Now, they just called off the strike. So if you go to public hospitals tomorrow or even today, you'll probably be seeing doctors returning. And that's not how it's been before. There's the issue with ASU strike as well. So it would seem that education, things are not really going the way they're supposed to go. Health-wise, things are not really going the way they're supposed to go. I was on TV earlier today and I asked my guest the question, what exactly is working in Nigeria? And that is the question that many Nigerians are asking as well. And so it might look like, oh, we're talking politics in the midst of everything that is going on. Yes, we have to talk politics because it shapes our future. It shapes everything that concerns us. Politics shapes our becoming. Politics shapes our present. Politics has shaped our past. And that is the truth, whether we like it or not. Politics has shaped our past and it will also shape our future. So it is important that we actually take a look at these issues. We talk about them. It is important that you get involved, actually. And that's what we do right here on Voice of People 90.3 FM. We'll give you a voice so that you can get involved. Right now, I've been joined by one
Hello.
of... I can hear you. Good evening to you, Sam. Welcome to the conversation.
Hello?
I can hear you, Mr. Rex. How you doing? Good evening.
Yes, I can hear you now.
Thank you very much. I've been joined by my guest, Mr. Rex Elano, a human rights activist and farmer equality, current new National Publicity Secretary of the AAC. Am I correct, sir? Welcome to the conversation.
Yes, you're correct.
Thank you. Thank you very much and welcome to the conversation. It's a pleasure to have you here today. We are glad to have you join us.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me today.
Thank you very much for joining us. And now let's talk about the elephant in the room. So we'll start with issues of insecurity. Then we'll look at political matters, political permutations, what the ADC is doing, what Peter Obi is doing. That's Baba Ahmed.
Sorry, please. Your audio is becoming faint. I don't know.
All right. Is it better now, sir? Can you hear me better?
Can help me out.
Can you hear me better now, sir? Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you clearly now.
All right, thank you very much. I'm saying we'll start with issues of insecurity, right? And then we'll talk politics and then we'll talk about the president's ambassadorial list because the ADC has rejected that list.
Well, I think we are still having the same challenge. It starts off clearly, then breaks off.
You know what?
I heard you say you will talk about politics. The other topics where I was really
no problem. What we'll do is I'll end this call and give you a call back. All right? It will be better this time. Thank you. All right, then that was Mr. Rex Ilano. He's a human rights activist and the current new National Publicity Secretary of the AAC, that is the African Action Congress. We'll also be joined by Honorable Sunday Moses Oladapo. He was a House of Assembly candidate of Ikorodu Constituency 1 in Lagos State, and he's also the leader of the ADC in Ikorodu and Lagos as a whole. So we'll be joined by these two gentlemen in the conversation this evening so that we can have a robust conversation on what's happening in the country at the moment. Can you hear me better now, sir? Good evening to you.
Good evening, loud and clear. I can hear you now.
Better. Thank you so much for joining us today. So I was saying we'll start out with issues of insecurity, right?
Okay.
Yes, then after we look at issues of insecurity, then we'll talk about politics. And after we look at politics, then we'll also talk about the president's ambassadorial list, which has now been rejected by the ADC, which has also been rejected by some Nigerians as well. So shall we begin?
Fine.
Thank you. All right. Looking at issues of insecurity, it is unfortunate that there was a report today that some terrorists actually went to a C&S church in Kogi State. They fired gunshots and the worshippers fled in different directions. They abducted the pastor of the church and his wife. Now, this renewed attacks on Christian worshippers is coming amid the conversation on a Christian genocide, which was prompted by President Donald Trump's talking about it, designation of Nigeria as a country of particular concern, and calling Nigeria a disgraced nation. Would you say that there is a renewed or a coordinated attack against Nigerian Christians in order to prove to Donald Trump that indeed there's a Christian genocide. Because this is the time that these attacks should actually reduce if these terrorists do not want to be bombarded. Like Donald Trump was talking about a military invasion, even though we know that there is no chance of that happening without the Nigerian security forces asking for help from the US government. Now, there is a report that a US spy plane is conducting reconnaissance mission over Borno State to monitor ISWAP under the Nigerian military deal of sharing intelligence and also defense equipment with Nigeria. But Nigerians are saying, look, this should be secret operations. This should not, the media should not be privy to it for now until these missions are accomplished before we start talking about it, so that we do not let the terrorists know the steps that our military are making to decimate them.
So, thank you for your concern or the question you've asked me, or you've asked me to share my opinion. You see, I would say that when we say maybe they are scaling up their attacks to prove a point to Donald Trump that they're not scared of him or they can do more than he thinks they can do, I don't think, who were they trying to prove a point to before Donald Trump made a statement? Then Donald Trump had not talked about it. For years now, who have they been proving points to? The point is not proving, they're not proving any point to anybody. It's business. The military architecture in Nigeria, the security architecture in Nigeria as it is, gets so much money budgeted for, I call it both security and insecurity. And it's business. The terrorists are boasting. Sometimes you see them flaunting money, even on their social media handles, boasting and making a mockery of our whole security architecture. They have more intel than even our forces. So I don't think they are trying to prove any point. I think they are just scaling up business. And it's until Nigerians demand the kind of Nigeria they deserve, and that's holding leaders who are responsible for securing lives and property accountable. The last time I saw senators asking in the House who was the military officer who gave the order for troops to be withdrawn before girls were attacked in Kebbi State, I don't think anybody has answered that question till now, and I don't think it's a hard question to answer. The only reason it's not being answered is the same reason why we are here saying it should not be in the media space, it should be a secret thing so that we don't tell these terrorists. The terrorists are even more informed than sometimes even the media. So the whole issue we have as security situation, the kidnapping of people here and there, whether there's a genocide or no genocide, nobody can say there's no genocide against Christians, and nobody can say there's no genocide against Nigerians too. And in fact, our position has been clear that even the government itself, the military, has been in fact more genocidal than any of these small groups or terrorist groups that we're talking about today. So what I really want Nigerians to start looking at, and where we should be focusing on, is not just analyzing these security situations over and over again, because sometimes we keep analyzing and some of the analysts might become victims tomorrow. It is time for us to start organizing, not analyzing. Organizing ourselves, our consciousness, to understand that these governments are failing in their first and primary responsibility, and it's not something we should tolerate and allow them reign with impunity and even have the guts to be gathering and looting money, preparing for a 2027 election that they're not even sure if the Nigeria will be still together to take. So it is time for us to organize ourselves, our consciousness, to resist this kind of irresponsible leadership. What is Tinubu doing as the commander-in-chief of the armed forces? If Nigerians cannot be secured as well as even in their farms or their houses or in their churches or in their mosques or in their shrines. So it's time for us to stop analyzing things that we should be taking action on, because lives are involved. People died today. People will die tomorrow. People died yesterday. How long will people be dying like animals? Even animals don't just die for no reason. Something kills animals. People are either killing them for food or it's just environmental, distress that's killing them. But we are being killed by terrorists that are aided by government machineries. And we are here. The Brigadier General was killed the last time. We moved on. Nothing has happened. And these are the same people we are analyzing and trying to say, what could they be? What is their reaction? Maybe they are trying to prove a point. Whether they are trying to prove a point or not, the point we should be concerned about proving is to let bad and irresponsible leaders know that we can't keep dying and keep quiet. We must hold them responsible. If the commander-in-chief of the armed forces cannot protect Nigeria, he should resign. And that's why some of us subscribe to the hashtag Tinubu must go. An irresponsible leader ought to be doing nothing in our political space at a critical time like now, when Nigerians are passing through hell, even more than hell. I'm sure Satan is surprised at how wicked our leaders are.
All right, sir. Now, while we're talking about all of this situation, I actually spoke to the national chairman of all APC spokespersons, who was also the APC spokesperson in Nasarawa State, and he seems to think that not only are Nigerians impatient, but that the opposition is offering destructive criticism that warps the minds of Nigerians against this present administration. If you say that we cannot sit back to look, what exactly do you expect Nigerians to do? Because when we talk about hitting the streets, a lot of Nigerians right now, when we talk to them as media people, they say they are scared due to the NSAS protest, due to the End Bad Governance protest, and how some activists are still in prison. Nigerians were scared when they saw young children being tried for treason in the Nigerian courts.
Yeah, if what you mean or what you expect me to respond to is the fear of Nigerians when it comes to resisting irresponsible leadership and social injustice and all this nonsense we have today, I will say that while it's natural for people to be scared of what threatens their safety or comfort, one day I hope that our fear will become our strength, because as much as one thing is for sure, we react to our fears in different manners. But I just hope it doesn't come to the point where the fear that drives us to take action will be the fear of losing our existence as human beings. While we are afraid, worse things are happening to us than being tried for treason. Some of the people who died or who were kidnapped today in church never ever protested. Most of the victims of kidnappings and all the banditry and terrorism and whatever they call it, most of them have never raised a placard in protest to any of the anti-people's policies of government or irresponsible governance. But they are victims today. Shore, as an example, Moele Shore has been protesting for over 3.5 decades. He has not died. But people who didn't protest yesterday have lost their lives for just being in their farms or just being in their churches. So there will come a time when we will not just be afraid of arrest or afraid of being charged for treason, but we'll be afraid of being killed like animals in our house. And I believe that we will react to that fear the same way we are reacting to our fear now. The reaction to our fear now is docility, cowardice, staying back in our houses and praying for those taking action and not taking action. But that time when we will no longer be scared of arrest and treason, what will be our greatest fear that we react to will be the fear of not being slaughtered like an animal on the road or in the farm. And I'm sure that time will react to that fear by massively storming the streets and asking for the Nigeria that we deserve. Until then, we realize that fear brings us nothing other than oppression, and fear brings us nothing other than slavery, the political slavery that we are enduring today. So it's proven fear has nothing to offer us. It's time that we start reacting to the fear of our existence being taken away from us and react in a positive manner that brings us liberation.
All right, then. Now, while we're talking about the issues of insecurity, security expert, a tracker and jihadi expert with special focus on the Sahel, that's Brent Phillip, has claimed that the United States has begun conducting operations inside Nigeria as part of an agreement with the Nigerian government aimed at tackling escalating terrorism. With this new report of the U.S. forces in our airspace, would you expect that very, very soon we'll see these terrorists, we'll see a greater resistance to these terrorists? We'll see them being pushed back. We will see more abducted people being rescued. Some Nigerians were of the opinion that the reason why these people were going to schools and kidnapping hundreds of children was because they wanted to use these children as a human shields just in case of issues like when the U.S. military comes into the Nigerian airspace.
Well, I want to see them. I want to see the terrorists dislodged, killed, arrested, whatever justice that has to meet them. I want to see it more than any other person, especially that people can be released from their abduction and hostilities and all what they are doing. I really want to see them decimated to the barest minimum. But we should also not forget the fact that the intervention of the U.S. or the interest of the U.S. in our security situation should not make us, forget that people are primarily responsible for this insecurity and sustaining this insecurity. And it's necessary, while we are all appreciating the U.S. and anxiously anticipating their help, we should not throw away our focus from demanding accountability. I just said that some senators were asking a simple question. There are so many questions that should be asked in Nigeria, but this is just one of those questions. Who was the person who gave the orders for people to be withdrawn before girls were attacked? There are questions that I would love to ask more than even what the senator asked. There are questions Nigerians would love to ask. Once upon a time in this country, trained, professional, some of the best detectives in the Nigerian police force were murdered in cold blood by a military captain. What happened after that? Because they were going to arrest someone who had, connections with them. And that person was an allegedly, was he a kidnapper or something? He had some huge crime on his head that he was being investigated for and was going to be arrested. The military captain came, killed them, nobody arrested nobody resigned over nobody. Those men are gone, their wives are widows, their children are fatherless, life goes on in such a country of impunity. So there are so many questions that we should be asking before we now shift the whole focus of Nigerians, and that will be waiting for US as if US are the ones who collect our taxes in Nigeria. If US are the ones who illegally pillage our natural resources and share with people without the citizens benefiting from their commonwealth. Start asking the US as if US are the ones mismanaging all the oil and LNG and the rest, NNPC, all this corruption. Is it US that is taking these resources? So while we anticipate and we expect and we appreciate the US intervention or their prospective intervention, the focus must not be on the people who are responsible for this, who are making so much money from insecurity, who are aiding and abetting this insecurity, who are recruiting terrorists into our military formation, who are claiming that they are repentant, they can be reintegrated. These are the criminals. Is this any surprise why a Canadian judge called them terrorists in the APC, PDP, and in the Nigerian police force? Are they not terrorists? Is this not something we should be worried about? It's high time. This is not a period. I'm believing that time will soon tell us. This year that's coming, and even now, this part of the last 2025, we'll start realizing that enough of the cruise. It's time we must hold people responsible. Else, one day, people will analyze matter that they will analyze how we were killed or kidnapped. Now we're analyzing people's own, how they were killed or kidnapped. People could analyze ours tomorrow if we don't take collective action. And so that's why the African Action Congress, as a political party, is not just a platform that waits elections to provide bonds for people to buy and make money from them. It's a platform that speaks in and out of election season for total liberation of Nigeria. It's a platform that offers its platform to ordinary Nigerians who have leadership capacity, irrespective of whether they are billionaires or those who have looted from government office or not, to offer what they have as give speech tickets to the nomination fee is free. Nurses, emergency workers, doctors, corpers, people living with disability, there are so many exemptions for them. That is the AAC. So we are even calling on Nigerians to join the voice of the AAC, and let's hold this government accountable and responsible. 230 million people cannot be, hoodwinked and cornered into one small corner by a very few minority, and all we do is fear the army who are also hungry like us, fear the police who don't have befitting pensions or salary, fear everything. We just keep fearing. Fela once sang about it, but I think this time around, if we can't conquer fear, we should react positively to fear, and let fear push us on the street, that we are afraid of being killed, like animals in our country. We are afraid of poverty being, poverty stripping us of stripping dignity of ourselves as humans. We are afraid of losing our right to free speech or even freedom of movement. Police will just go to one place and raid people and say they are doing raiding. What is raiding? But nobody's raiding the terrorists in the bush. So it's coming to that time where we have to be majoring on the majors and not, wasting our time and being distracted by things that don't really give us or offer us total liberation. That's what we are in the African Congress. It's our responsibility to continue to conscientize Nigerians, awaken their consciousness. Let's not sleep. Let's not be distracted. We have a common problem, and we just have generations to take it out. Else, either be consumed by it, or body starts fleeing away. And I cannot be flee to another place when we have this land like ours.
Thank you so much. I've been having a conversation with Mr. Rex I. Ilano. He is a human rights activist and the current new National Publicity Secretary of the African Action Congress, AAC. Now, joining this conversation is Honorable Sunday Moses Oladapo. He was the House of Assembly candidate of Ikorodu Constituency 1 in Lagos State and is also the leader of the ADC in Ikorodu on Lagos. Honorable Sunday Oladapo, good evening to you and welcome to the conversation. Thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, good evening, and thank you for having me.
All right. Thank you very much. I do appreciate you for taking your time to join us today. We've been talking about insecurity and how the APC says that the opposition is actually politicizing insecurity. Also, there is a report that the United States has begun conducting operations inside Nigeria as part of the agreements they have with the Nigerian government to tackle escalating terrorism in the country. I've been speaking with the National Publicity Secretary, of the African Action Congress, and he seems to think that there is nothing this current administration is doing to curb insecurity. Are you of the same opinion? I mean, the US has extended the hand of help to Nigeria. Nigeria has accepted it. They are currently flying over Borno State to find these people that some people call jihadists and to phase them out. There was also the concern of Nigerians. You know, these people have been going to schools and kidnapping young children, even children in nursery and primary school. Some Nigerians were concerned that they're using those children as human shields because of when the US starts flying over the Nigerian airspace. Do you share the same opinion?
Thank you again for having me. Ironically or fortunately, I have just returned from Kogi State right now. And I can tell you that it's deeper than what we see on the pages of newspaper or on TV or radio stations. And the truth is that while we can blame our government for playing games, because that is what it seems like, when you see local government chairman going to give amnesty or going to seek peace deal with terrorists, and those terrorists are not laying down their weapon, so and which means they still come and repeat the rubbish they are doing. When you see that there are no good rules whereby anybody can whereby anybody can try to even apprehend the terrorists. So it's something just came up again today. It's like America also, who Trump that tried his best or that tried to bamboozle us to giving us support. I think the government of Nigeria need to now come out to be truthful in this issue of Tucano, because the information that is not confirmed, the usage of those Tucano are being guided, are being moderated, being limited. So, you know, with these things, that come for the land soldiers, for our men on the floor, the armies, to really deal with these people, because they are not trained shooters. They shoot anyhow they see. They are not going to aim at one person. And the best thing is for the government to face them both from air, land, and sea. But now, if the US will sell us to Kano, and then still guide us on when and how we use it, then why are they giving it to us? And why is Trump now telling us they want to help us to attack? The Nigerian government needs to be truthful to the Nigerian people. Is it that you bought this Chicano and you cannot use it the way we want? Then let us know. So that we know that these people are not liking us, they are just trying to put us into more problem. All these things are not in the open, but we need to know it. We cannot spend all our fortunes. We cannot spend our children's future. We cannot spend our tomorrow on Tocano. And those in Tocano are just passed down there for Photoshop. Why? The government needs to wake up. It is enough. They are wasting our soldiers for no fault of those gallant men. And they are sitting down there. A local government chairman will go to the forest and say he's having bandits meeting. Bandits are not laying down their weapons. We keep going down in circles. You keep getting funds online. It is now more business than risk. This is the unfortunate place.
All right. Thank you so much, Honorable Sunday Oladakbo. Now, while we are talking about these same particular issues, how do you think that this current administration is getting it wrong in the fight against insecurity? Knowing that insecurity did not begin with this present administration, we saw the abduction of over 200 girls in Chibok, Borno State. That's a Chibok girls abduction in 2014. And after that, Jonathan left office, there was the Dapchi girls abduction from Yobe State when Buhari was president. So we cannot blame President Tinubu for folding his hands and allowing insecurity to fester. This has been happening even before he became president. So how do you think this administration is getting it wrong in fighting this insecurity? Do you believe the president is actually folding his hands and watching these things happen? Even with the removal of the service chiefs and the appointment of new ones, even with the withdrawal of police officers from VIPs, even though the police says they are not doing that, even with the security measures that have been put in place and this collusion or collaboration with the US, are you saying the FG is still not doing enough to end insecurity? And what exactly can they do? What would the opposition have done differently? You are a member of the ADC. What would you have done differently?
Yes. Well, my own personal view, not ADC view now, is that I cannot blame him, the president, for what we are doing. Is that I expect more. I expect more. We are reactionary, and it's not the rest. It is only when this stop that we go after them. That is one thing I'm blaming the president for, government for. I don't think we are going to do any right way. Okay, okay, throw these people where they are. Now let us group on here everywhere and combat them. Not when they come out to attack. Now there was a news yesterday or 2 days ago in Chibok, Borno. About 200 of these guys were in Chibok to carry out an attack. Fine, the attack was spoiled. But the terrorists still escaped with their bikes and everything, and they escaped. And there were 2 hours shootout between the ground soldiers and military men and them, according to reports. Now, these guys escaped into the Sambisa. Why are we not following it up? So what I expect the president to do now, one, the president needs to be truthful on this US deal. Let us know why is US giving us machines and they are still dictating how we need to use them. And if US insists, I think we need to patronize other nations. China is there, Russia is there. That is one. Two, we need to stop being reactionary. The government should go after these people force by force from every angle. Then, whatever help the US want to give us, because I think I was saying something on the surveillance that they are already surveying, doing survey, UAVs. I think we need to take those ones. But why I said I won't blame them is that there's a lot of rots at the top. If the government of the day now is not careful, it's going to go down again with that rot.
All right, then. Thank you so much. Now, from insecurity, let's actually move on to political matters. And my next question will be for
okay. Weapons.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, I should go on. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, please just conclude your thoughts so we can move on in the conversation.
Yeah. The video shows an helicopter that dropped weapon for this guy before the attack. So I believe that if the government is not careful to weed out the corrupt members in his government, in the military, in the corridors of power, then we are going to blame you even more than those that have come before, because the number one priority of the government is security. Thank you. Thank
you so much, Honorable Sunday Moses Oladakbo, House of Assembly candidate of Ikorodu Constituency 1, and also the leader of the ADC in Ikorodu and Lagos. My next question will be for the new National Publicity Secretary of the AAC, that's Mr. Rex Ailano. Thank you so much for still being a part of this conversation. But I want us to move away from insecurity and talk politics for a few minutes before we open the phone lines for Nigerians to contribute to this conversation. It's been a lot of political permutations ahead of 2027. Now, out of all the political parties, it is the president's campaign posters that we see scattered all over different states, Lagos, Abuja. I mean, if you go to different places in Lagos, even if you step outside the building, that was like a few months ago. If you step outside the building, which houses Voice of the People, just along the pavement on the airport road, you will see PBAT door-to-door campaign. It was also on the 3rd mainland bridge, and of course, INEC says it's not yet time for campaigns due to INEC election calendar. It is absolutely not yet time for campaigns, but maybe the people who love the president so much want him to come back again, and they cannot wait to tell Nigerians just what they think. Now, in the midst of these political permutations, we have Atiku Abubakar, who recently declared for the ADC. We have El Rufai, who was recently banished from the SDP and has now declared for the ADC. Another person who is part of the ADC is Rotimi Amechi, former Rivers State governor, and also Peter Obi, former Labour Party presidential candidate in 2023. Now, when it comes to Labour Party, Peter Obi says he's still a member of the party. The ADC has given him an ultimatum to actually declare. But the obedient movement insists that he will run for president in 2027. Now, Nigerians are asking, under which party? Now, one reason I'm asking you this question, Mr. Ilano, is that you know that Omoyele Sowore called out to Peter Obi to march for the freedom of Nnamdi Kanu while his case was still going on in court before his conviction. I want to know what your party thinks about him and him appearing as a presidential candidate or being a running mate to Atiku.
I would have expected this question to be directed to the guy from the ADC.
Yes, he will answer as well after you're done.
Yeah, that's what to say. That is what to say is a question I'm not happy to, say my mind about or what our position is. However they want to play their politics, however they want to align, however whichever party he wants to come under, it's actually none of our primary business. Our business is serious business, and it is the business of total liberation.
Okay, Mr. Ilami, here's another question for you, yeah? Okay.
One of the reasons they are jumping around in the ADC today, trying to form coalitions and trying to convince Nigerians that they have brought freedom indeed that they couldn't offer us when they were in the other party. It's just because they have been displaced from the position of from the dining table where they usually eat and scatter our commonwealth. So they are fighting to get back to the table. There's no difference between all the politicians you've called. Look at the article you are talking about, the David Marks, the El Rufais, the Amechis and all those guys. What are the achievements they've ever had in their various capacities of leadership that they had? It's the same style we are seeing today. And this system has brought us on our knees as a nation and as even the people. So I usually don't like, spending so much energy analyzing a bunch of losers who are trying to continue from where these ones are.
All right, Mr. Elano, language, please. Another question that I think actually befits, you more, your party more, is how is your party preparing for the 2027 elections? Looking at Omoyele Showore's outing in 2023 as the presidential candidate of the AAC, and he believes he can make a difference. He's a well-known activist in Nigeria, marching for causes that many Nigerians believe are good causes, like the End Bad Governance protest. The Take It Back movement is always everywhere. They're at the forefront of the Oworonshoki demolitions. How is Omoyele Showore and your party preparing for the 2023 elections? The last time he was in the studios, I asked him, will you contest in 2027? He says, well, there will be primaries. He says, people from the party are here. I cannot say yes, I will contest or not. But if your party wants to make a difference, how are you preparing for 2027?
Well, I wonder if Showore actually answered you and said he cannot say contest or not. Showore has always been running. He has never stopped contesting. What has he been running for? You rightly mentioned some of the pro-people's struggles that he has been involved in. And that is the real politics we are talking about. We are talking about Nigerians suffering from housing, and you are going to demolish houses of people who are classified under the multidimensional poverty people. You are going to demolish their houses, and you want to build estates for the people in the elite class. These are the struggles Showore is fighting for. End bad governance. Even when after the end bad governance protest, and just like you referred to previously, minors were charged for treason in Nigerian courts. Showore was fighting for those battles. These are the real politics that we should be calling politics. The one that affects our socioeconomic life, our well-being, and even our dignity as human beings. And you talked about Showore saying he's not going to say. Showore has always been running. And what are we running for? It's the same thing we're talking, that Nigerians must all join the race. The INEC you are saying, are we participating in the next election? What's our preparation for the next election? The Mahmoud Yakubu, who just did abracadabra with the last election, is going to be rewarded with ambassadorial position. That's the Nigeria you have. So people who are even the Anupitan who is there now, you might be wrongly, there's a possibility for wrong inspiration from such ignoble characters that did what we call in local parlance, did us shaggy and is being rewarded with ambassadorial nominee. Why won't Anupitan not be inspired to do shaggy pro-max? Maybe he will be rewarded with something bigger than an ambassadorial position. This is the Nigeria we're talking about. So most times we reduce our problem and make it look like it's some small fragments of isolated challenges. It's a holistic problem. The whole system as it is needs to be moved out of the political scene. A brand new order, a new political order has to be bettered so that we don't start struggling to talk about what is our preparation for a 2027 election, an election that you already know that the Supreme Court judges that you need to decide any election case, just 7 of them. Tinubu has appointed 11. The INEC chairman is an appointee of Tinubu.
If you are looking at it that the elections will not go your way, is that not an acceptance of defeat before it happens?
I'm just giving you obvious indications to show you the kind of election you are waiting for in 2027. The IGP of police, Kayode Egbetekun, who should have left the police since 2024, has been glorified and rewarded for doing. It's the same thing we're talking about. People who do us shaggy, as I said, are rewarded with juicy positions, with the impunity to reign on, and at the detriment of the Nigerian people. So if you are going for an election where the president appoints the INEC chairman and the whole INEC is proliferated with practical card members of the APC, and your IG of police is loyal and telling you that Tinubu changed his life, he's tear gassing minors, he's arresting and charging people for treason, he's killing protesters on the street, we carry placards, we are attacked. When bandits wear the uniform of an assistant commissioner of police to bandit negotiation meeting, all police does there, they turn media men, they start holding cameras around. Nobody even gets angry and say, now Oga, even for this one we come. Nobody raises an eyebrow. Even the military men turn to media men when they are doing negotiations. And in that kind of country, you're asking me how we are preparing for 2027 election. How we are actually preparing is to sensitize Nigerians to understand the kind of election that they ought to have. Not this kind of drama and abracadabra we call elections that delays us every 4 years, wasting our life, deceiving us that we have an opportunity to change our life in the next 4 years, which is just lies, deception, and waste of time. So we are preparing for 2027 elections as African Action Congress by sensitizing the people, conscientizing the people about what governance is, what elections should be, how it should really determine the voice of the people. Elections are supposed to be, a vehicle to pass the message of the people's choice in terms of leadership, not a few elites' choice, force down the throats of the people. And when you want to complain or resist or stand up as a voice of dissent, you are netted with all manner of costs, litigations, arrests, brutality, sometimes even fatalities. Yet the main terrorists and people who kill humans in Nigeria are pampered and negotiated with, are blessed with everything that they need in Nigeria. So when you live in such a society, it is dangerous to even be comfortable and keep analyzing your problems and discussing it like it's an academic work. It's a reality that is going to affect all of us. Your own radio, your station, your media station spends more money on energy now than it used to spend before. Every other cost for running your operations has changed. The same station where you've been analyzing Nigeria. So all Nigerians should be preparing for 2027 election the same way the African Action Congress is preparing for 2027 elections. And if we all have that mindset and we prepare in that same way, which is conscientizing ourselves about what elections should be and about what we should expect from governance and leadership, then when we get to 2027, those who want to turn the hand of justice and manipulate the electoral system will not have any choice than to, when we sing on the streets as a local comrades, we say when people take over streets, all oppressors, they will run away. They will run away from the electoral space. They will not have the space to use the judges they appointed or the IG they retained illegally or the INEC officials that they have induced and planted to do their dirty jobs. They won't have that power because the power of the people is actually greater than the people in power. But because we are not conscientized and sensitized enough, we keep sitting back as if we have no power, and these guys come and buy our power from us so cheaply, 10,000, 15,000 at most at head of votes. So it is our duty, and that's what we're doing, even on your program. I'm conscientizing you as well. When you drop out from the media session and you close, I hope you are free on election day. You go and cast your vote for a party that has a manifesto that reflects your socioeconomic progress. Not people who just go to stadiums and shout one slogan or the other, share money, go back and share positions and start rewarding criminals with juicy offers.
All right, then. Thank you so much. My next question will be for Honorable Sunday Moses Oladapo. There are reports that Atiku Abubakar's bloc of the African Democratic Congress has begun to shop for a politician from the southern part of the country as a running mate in the 2027 elections. Can you hear me, sir?
Sorry, can you come back? I lost out at a point.
All right, is it better now? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right. You are the leader of the ADC in Lagos State. Atiku recently got his membership card for the ADC. There are reports that his bloc, that is Atiku Abubakar's bloc of the ADC, has begun to shop for a politician from the southern part of the country to be his running mate in the 2027 elections. Now, the bloc is reportedly, according to reports that we've gotten, that they are looking in the direction of Peter Obi. Now, some are saying that Obi should decline to run with the former vice president. Then, if he does that, Atiku would then begin to look in the direction of former Rivers State Governor Rotimi Amechi. Now, according to reports, a political ally of Atiku, that is Dele Momodu, has urged Obi to join forces with Atiku to unseat President Bola Tinubu in 2027. Now, does this mean that the ADC is planning to give Atiku a straight ticket in 2027? Does this mean that there will be no primaries?
Well, thank you so much. I want to appreciate my ADC friend for attempting to dodge this question that should have been directed to me. Thank you so much.
He still answered the question, you know. He still answered the question, Honorable.
Okay, but you know, it deflected, but managed to answer it well. Thank you so much. The comrade is a senior comrade, because I'm also a comrade in the field, and we respect our senior comrade very well. But I believe ADC needs to understand, AAC needs to understand that politics.
Hello, Honorable, are you there? Honorable, can you hear me, sir? All right, while we try to reconnect with Honorable Sunday Moses Oladakbo, you are currently tuned in to the Political Spotlight right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. We're having important conversations that concern you and me right here on the Political Spotlight, from insecurity to every political permutation ahead of the next cycle of general elections. It is important that we have these conversations, right? Now, the more we have these conversations, the more we give you a voice so that you can get to talk about this issue, so that you can also give us your own opinions. For now, Honorable Sunday Moses Oladakbo has actually left the call. I'll try to add him up again. So while we try to get him to join this conversation, I'd like to come back to you, sir. That's the new National Publicity Secretary of the AAC, Mr. Rex I. Elano. Thank you so much. You've been amazing in this conversation so far, and I'm so glad we got to talk to you. Now, when he returns, we'll go back to that conversation. But for now, I want us to talk about this ambassadorial list. Many Nigerians are not happy with it. Are you with us, sir? Hello?
Yes, I'm with you.
All right, thank you very much. Many Nigerians are not happy with the ambassadorial list, that came out that the president submitted. It's about 32 names now. They're saying, why will the INEC chairman, the former INEC chairman, Mahmoud Yakubu's name be on that list? Is this a reward for something? That tying it to his conduct of the 2023 elections, is that also a sentiment that you subscribe to?
Well, I don't want to even subscribe to that sentiment, not because I disagree with the people asking questions, but I think we should go past asking questions. Why will you add Mahmoud Yakubu to your list? What we should be asking is not, we shouldn't be asking Tinubu why. If he explains to us his reasons, then what will be our own action? We should be demanding that such people are not even rewarded with such positions to represent Nigeria outside. How will the world look at us? They look at us as clowns. So I don't, when I say I don't subscribe to that sentence, not because I disagree with them, but I don't want us to be below at the level of asking Tinubu why. The obvious, I can answer it for Tinubu without Tinubu even briefing me. The obvious reason is a reward system. That is why. For those asking Tinubu, what they call him, rewarded with ambassadorial position. The answer to that question is a reward system. It's the same thing that is happening to, some ignoble characters like Femi Fani-Kayode, Reno Omokri, and the rest of those people who I like to call them senior data boys. That's what they've been reduced to. So it's a reward system, and we should stop wasting energies asking why. They should be feeling the pressure when we are saying, no, we cannot have this kind of clowns and, people representing us outside Nigeria. We refuse this kind of mediocres to be on a list that represent national, identity and even our face out there. Which by now they should be feeling the heat, but we've not been able to even generate heat when it comes to security of lives and property that people are dying. And I wonder behind the president's bottom for bringing up his mediocres and rewarding them before our faces. This is the height of impunity. Not just Mahmoud Yakubu. So many of them there are people who should be facing trial in our courts, or some people who should be in jail, serving their jail terms. But here they are. That's why I say when we reward impunity, when we reward, evil, bad governance, corruption, and all this nonsense in Nigeria with juicy positions, we are indirectly encouraging those in power to do worse than these guys did. Perhaps they could get bigger rewards. It's not today. It's not just the Tinubu regime, but it's their culture. And that's why a Canadian judge could call them terrorists. Buhari also made somebody an IG of police, the one who was doing transmission, confusion. You see, what were his antecedents before he became IG of police? Because he did some dirty job for them when he was serving as a commissioner. It's a reward system. So these guys are smart enough to reward those who work diligently for them. We also, as the Nigerian people, especially the oppressed people of Nigeria, should be smart enough to realize that we cannot continue to allow such a system to try. Else, our dignity as humans, our hope to ever live good lives as Nigerians, we should consider those things as just dreams that will never come true.
All right, let's go back to Honorable Sunday Moses Oladapo, who has just rejoined this conversation. Honorable, thank you for joining us again. Honorable, thank you for joining us again. Are you there, sir?
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you so much. Now, we were talking about the ADC and Atiku's block of the party. But first of all, when we're talking about Atiku's block, does it mean the ADC is already factionalized? And also, this shopping for a VP,
is that not allowing me to enjoy this conversation?
Oh dear, I'm so sorry about that. Is it better now?
I don't know.
Is it better now?
I don't know. The network is... Yeah, it's back again.
All right, thank you. I'm asking two questions. When they say Atiku's block, does it mean the APC is the ADC rather is factionalized?
It's still breaking, but let me quickly respond as early as I can. ADC is not preparing to give anybody a ticket without contest, but politically, I believe that Atiku's block is only playing a mind game. Because the truth is that Peter Obi is not yet, has not been as serious as Atiku has been with the ADC. Peter Obi, because of his supporters, believe that he must be handed that ticket. And in ADC, it is seemingly likely that there will be a contest. And if you look at the antecedent of Peter Obi for presidency, he doesn't like a contest. He prefers whereby people just support him, being on goodwill. But ADC, I don't think ADC will be going that way. There must be a contest. So now the Atiku team is playing a mind game. ADC cannot just bash Atiku the ticket because we believe that Obi is as well competent as Atiku. So now what they are playing is a mind game so that the obedience can surrender the ticket to them. And Obi too is yet to decide. He's still being confused. He's being confused because he's trying to stay with the Labour Party. He's just trying to look for where will he get the ticket better. And the truth is that a divided opposition in 2027 is a pathway sure victory to the APC. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable. If you say that there is no automatic ticket, right, and also the obedient movement wanting Obi to run, just like you have said, what then is his place within the ADC currently? Honorable, can you hear me? Hello, Honorable, are you there? All right, let's continue.
What do you say, please?
I say, what is the place of Obi within the ADC right now? Is it still a part of the coalition? Is it considered to have one leg in and one leg out?
Yes, presently Obi has one leg in and many leg out. So, though there are reports that he may formalize his joining this week, we hope so. So that at least we can have all our eggs in the same basket. Then we'll now look at our chances.
So I guess that is a scoop then, that Obi might declare for the ADC this week.
Yes, there is some possibility that he might. So he might, but he needs to make up his mind anyway. But every politician needs to know that any divided opposition against an incumbent Bola Tinubu in 2027, then we should be talking about 2031 if we are divided again into 2027.
All right. Mr. Rex Ilano, would you say that the opposition is divided? Some Nigerians, political analysts, and even people within other political parties have been blaming the APC for the division within the PDP, the Labour Party, and other political parties, saying the APC is fueling division in order to have a smooth sail in 2027.
Yes, well, that is politics. That is politics. So that is.
All right, Mr. Rex, please, you may proceed with your response.
Okay, sometimes we just use the term opposition, and in Nigeria, what opposition actually means is those other parties who are not the ruling party. automatically are branded opposition, especially the ones among the majority that of those not in power that are able to speak or show themselves against those in power. They are called opposition. So when we say the opposition divided, we have Tinubu handing Tinubu a second term in office. I actually agree with you that if the opposition is not organized, because I think the opposition is not divided, it's not organized, and the opposition I'm referring to does not even include the ADC guys that you call opposition, or the PDP that is already, like someone said, died a natural death, is all the other parties that have become stooge, waiting for IPAC vehicle to hand them one or two scrambles from the table. The real opposition that I'm referring to, why I say it is not divided, is rather it's not organized, is the opposition of those who are truly opposed to the policies of government, those who are truly opposed to the anti-people's policies of government, or the injustices that are being perpetrated by government institutions or government officials in power. Those who are speaking out ideologically and objectively to the issues that are affecting Nigerians. For instance, fuel subsidy removal, or you are floating the naira, or you are increasing tariff for importation of maybe alternate energy sources. Different issues that affect Nigerian people. People who speak against it, who stand against it, who clearly state that these things affect the Nigerian people. We are opposed to this style of leadership that puts people in poverty and insecurity. Those are the opposition. And as it is today, the opposition, majority of the millions of Nigerians who are oppressed and opposed to this suffering in government, are not organized. That's why I said the opposition is not really, even though yes, there's so division of religious sentiments amongst us, tribal and ethnic sentiments amongst us, but I don't think we are so divided as we are so unorganized. When we are organized, we will find less division amongst us than we imagine we had. And the opposition needs to start organizing itself. The Nigerian people who are the real opposition, if they rise up, Tinubu in government will not be bothered about whether ADC became friends with PDP or AAC managed to compromise themselves into ADC. No, Tinubu won't be bothered about those names of political parties. He will be bothered about the millions of Nigerians rising up daily on the streets, chanting no to anti-people's policies, demanding pro-people's policies, demanding welfare packages. When you see policemen join protests, say, it's enough, or you move us from contributory pension scheme. Tinubu said, that's when you will realize that, these are the opposition voices on the street. When he sees military people saying we don't like the welfare package, we don't want you to integrate terrorists amongst us, these people are protesting, and it has never happened. That's why the real opposition voices. These are the real opposition voices that matters, that Tinubu or any of those ruling class elites will be scared of. Not those people who are branded political party names and are not in power and automatically refer to themselves. What are they opposing? When they talked of fuel removal, all these same parties who have now lumped themselves into ADC all supported subsidy removal. So what is their opposition? But we in the ADC said, no, you can't remove the last thing that Nigerians are benefiting from as subsidy. Governments in the world all over subsidize energy, food, and the rest of their people. Here in Nigeria, fuel is petroleum products are our biggest source of energy. But we remove subsidy and boasted subsidy is gone. And before that, even subsidy was removed from the electioneering and campaigning period, we clearly stated that Shore said he will not remove subsidy. The African National Congress knows that we will not remove subsidy. We will rather fight the corruption in the subsidy sector and make our refineries to work. So that is real opposition to ideas and policies, not opposition by virtue of being in a party that is not in power. So the opposition, as in my own take and the take of our party, is not those guys you call opposition. We are not divided. Naturally, we have divisions amongst us as humans, but majorly we are unorganized and we need to organize ourselves.
What do you think it will take Nigerians to actually understand, or what do you think it will take Nigerians to see where Shore is coming from, to elect him, to align with him? A couple of Nigerians already aligned with him, but whenever we come to election cycles and then he runs, you see him coming out with low votes. Do you think it is because Nigerians do not understand what it is he's coming for, or is it because of the allegations of rigging, or is it just because some Nigerians see him more as a better activist than a good politician, or some Nigerians just do not understand what he can offer to the country?
Well, I think it's a combination of almost everything you said and more. A lot of Nigerians are ignorant about what he has to offer, and that's why we are out there propagating this message, not just what Sharia has to offer, but what our party has to offer. Sharia's idea is the same idea of the AAC. So even if it's not Sharia you're asking me, it's the same thing I'm talking about. It's the same thing that attracted every other person to the party. So it's our idea. So it's the same. So a lot of people don't really realize what we have to offer, and that's why we're sensitizing them. Then some others are sponsored to choose oppression that will destroy them painfully, and they choose it because at that point they feel they are powerless and they just need to choose oppression to survive a day and wonder if freedom will be there for them tomorrow. When you see people selling their votes at polling units, it's because these guys have never handled 10,000 naira in a long time. And when they see 10,000 naira and even their conscience is trying to say don't collect it, their neighbor will say, bros, if you don't collect, don't come beg me when I collect too, because I want to go buy Gary now. And you will see obviously that even if you don't collect, they will announce the name of the oppressor in this polling unit, because the oppressor has spent money buying everybody. And once they announce that name, nobody will resist it, because almost everybody who will resist it come home with their money to go and take care of the next meal. So you see that even when people see the truth, know the truth, they are also they are insufficient of the required understanding to hold the truth to the point where it bears results. Need to survive at the moment, and that's why these people are deliberately organizing poverty against us, so that people just see the truth and are unable to subscribe to it. Also, there's, like I said, several issues. The issue of manipulation of votes. When they go and write results and give someone like a show, do you think they want to write? We have had incidences of where we're in polling unit and it counted and no AAC vote was announced, and where they started saying no, we must recount this, we must do it. Eventually, they were finding again to see. So there's always the manipulation part of that, the INEC part, the security agents part, the interest of the government at heart, the fact that a lot of people are now realizing, and you agree with me right now, that more people know Shore than they knew him before. Thank God for technology. You also agree with me now that more people genuinely believe in the ideals of Shore and the African Action Congress than they were confused about before. It is clear to them who is fighting for them, who is standing up for them. So you see that it is now that the government is even coming harder on Shore because they are scared of his popularity and they are scared of his party. The government, Tinubu, you are saying, is more scared of AAC as an opposition than any of those big parties you call have big number of votes on their election sheets. You know why? Not because those votes belong to Tinubu. They allocated it to everybody. But it's because they know that we are the only voice that is the true opposition. And the moment Nigerians become conscious enough and follow us in their millions, it is game over for not just the APC, but every part of that ruling class that has subjugated Nigeria under political slavery.
Thank you so much for your submission, sir. Let us now return to the conversation on the ambassadorial nominee list. And I'd like Honorable Oladapo to actually answer my next question. The ADC is opposing that list due to some of the names that are on the list. In fact, the National Publicity Secretary of the ADC, that is Madam Bolaji Abdullahi, has said the nomination of former INEC Chairman Professor Mahmoud Yakubu is an aberration on that list, that it would lend credence to the widespread allegations that the former INEC chief may not have been a neutral umpire in the 2023 election, saying since he supervised the highly disputed poll that produced President Tinubu and left INEC in a major credibility crisis, according to Madam Bolaji Abdullahi. Now, this is not the only name on the list that many Nigerians are not happy about. Reno Omokri is also on that list. Femi Fani-Kayode is also on that list, and a host of other Nigerians, former governors, who some Nigerians are saying they never did anything as governors. I asked the AAC National Publicity Secretary if this is a job for the boys, if this is a reward system of you've worked for me, now it's time for me to reward you with a political appointment, with an ambassadorial appointment. What is the ADC's reason for rejecting the appointment of the former INEC chairman particularly, but others on the list? Nigerians are concerned, they're saying that they are propagandists, that they were the ethnic bigots, and that they've been talking against people. They've been working for this administration in a way by using some sort of words, some sort of propaganda. In fact, somebody like Reno Omokri, a few years ago, he tweeted that he can never work with President Bola Tinubu, only for him to come today and write on X that President Bola Tinubu is Christ-like. Now he's like Christ, and he taught him how to forgive. I'd like to hear from you, Honorable Oladapo.
Yeah, thank you. While I align with my party, at least I would like to tone the show and OAC is not playing politics, they are just playing, just doing the great noise and all this. But I will pay his angle on this one because it's my senior comrade. Number one, politically. Why I mean politically is that because as an opposition, no matter what the government does, we must oppose it. Unlike a Shurure that, have to stand for the government when Trump wanted to invade. The other opposition party like ours, we have to do against the government. That's why I say I'm coming to Haram. Now, on this appointment, the truth is this. That is why, in the first place, we must let the truthful people be in power. Politics is a game or is a tool globally. In America, in the US, the same thing is happening there. There is a country now where I think is it Tanzania, where the president and all his family members, including in-laws in the cabinet. So the first thing not to allow this to happen is to make sure you vote for the right people. All the people crying, making noise out, you appoint this, you appoint that. When Reno was in the PDP never opposed him. When the best minister. So I don't think I want to be deceived at all. Politics is politics. It's about to be appreciated for playing politics if you have the qualification to deliver. So now, what is the minimum requirement of an ambassador? Speak for your nation. Can these people please speak for Nigeria? Are they going to defend Nigeria? I don't think I will say no or yes. So I believe it is politics. The only time I want us to complain is that let us vote in the right people. So at the end of the day, we don't have any issue to doubt appointments. Because either you hate it or like it, any president that wins will never appoint their enemies in any position that will affect them. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Honorable. We're coming to a conclusion of this conversation so that we can open the phone lines and take calls. Mr. Rex Delano, National Publicity Secretary of the AAC, I'm so grateful to have you on this conversation this evening on the Political Spotlight. I'd like to get your concluding thoughts on everything we've discussed, from insecurity to politics to the ambassadorial list to even corruption within the Nigerian political class, the Nigerian political system, to elections and the expectations of Nigerians ahead of 2027. Let's get your concluding thoughts on the conversation for today.
Well, thank you very much. It's been a long conversation, and I would like to conclude by saying, if our politicians who are in power and place of authority have decided to relentlessly pillage and loot our commonwealth, mismanage our political institutions, then we, the oppressed people of Nigeria, should also decide to organize ourselves and demand for the Nigeria that we deserve. Because as it is today, an election in itself will not just save us if it's conducted by the same characters. What will save us is the mass uprising of Nigerians to demand the Nigeria we deserve. And that is why the African National Congress was bettered, which was bettered by a revolutionary movement, stands by the fact that a revolution in Nigeria is capable of liberating us, whether by the ballots or
Are you with us, sir? I cannot hear you anymore. Hello, are you with us, sir?
I don't know at what point. Yeah, I don't know. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. Please give me a minute. The phone lines will be open in 2 minutes, so please don't call. Some of you are calling in and it's disrupting the conversation. Please don't call right now. The phone lines will be open in 2 minutes. Please go ahead, sir. Please conclude your thoughts.
Okay, so I was just trying to tell the Nigerian people that our politicians and those who are managing our political space are unrepentant, and we should stop hoping that they are going to change or make things better anytime soon. We should focus on making our own decisions, just like them who are focused in their own way of doing things. We should make our decisions and be focused that we must rise up massively to liberate Nigeria, and it will happen only by a revolution, either by the ballots or by the barricades. A revolution is going to set us free. Analysis going to do that for us.
Thank you so much. All right, Honorable Sunday Moses Oladapo, let's get your concluding thoughts on everything we've discussed this evening.
Once again, I want to tell Nigerians to keep faith with our party, the ADC, because either we hate it or not, a one-party system is not for Nigeria. And the best is that standing right now, ADC is the only standing opposition. And I believe that if we are given the chance in 2027, we'll do very well. Then on security, I want to encourage the president to do more. Let's be proactive, active. And Nigerians, the locals and everybody should know that if we keep on selling ourselves out security-wise, the president doesn't suffer it directly, we suffer it. So let us all know that security is everybody's concern and businesses. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining me on the Political Spotlight this evening. It's been a very insightful conversation, and I really appreciate you with all of my heart for joining this conversation. Mr. Rex Elano, thank you so much. Honorable Sunday Moses Oladakpo, thank you so much. I hope when we call on you next time, you will respond to us favorably.
You also do well to join the African National Congress. It's just one click away from your phone.
I'm a journalist. I cannot align with any political party right now. Let me just be on the fence and report what's happening to Nigerians.
Politics. ANC need to go and win a local council seat first, and then show how governance is done from that angle before people will trust it.
Okay. Mr. Rex, did you hear that? A jab has been thrown at the AACO.
The ADC should also show us what they've done before. Have all our doings on there at the internet. You see how we agitate for poor people, people displaced from the north is bleeding. Yes. So our deeds and our results and report card is all out there in the public. That's why people are lining with us. We don't have to spend money like the ADC organizing rallies. And even for this program, a lot of people are already clicking on our website and joining already.
Oh, you're seeing results already. Great.
Yeah, I know that is ANC is not tested. People understand that when you don't have money, you do a lot of gra. But when they want to see you in power, you imagine a natural convention has been done. Who is the national president again, please? Thank you. Good night.
Thank you so much, Honorable, and good night. Thank you, Mr. Rex. Good night. Thank you so much for being a part of this conversation. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your evening. All right. I guess I'll have to ask Nigerians, if you had to join one party, which would it be? The AAC or the ADC? So prepare to answer that question. That's on a lighter note. Now, on a very serious note, I don't like it when people cannot take simple instruction, when we cannot keep simple instruction. I'm so sorry. Pardon me, all right? I'm not trying to be rude or anything, but I'm using the device to call two people at the same time. And I'm telling people, don't call. At those pauses you were hearing in the conversation, it's because people kept calling. I said the phone lines will be open in a few minutes. Don't call. Your call was disrupting the conversation. You have to hear from them. Now, there's no way I would have picked your call while I'm on a conversation with them, right? So if you don't call, we finish the conversation, then you call, you have a conversation with me, whatever you want to say, they will hear it, because we're streaming live on YouTube. When I'm done, I'll send the link to them. Whatever it is you want to say, they will hear it. They will hear you. So please, let's try to just take instruction, please. Let's just try to follow instructions. Right now, I'm going to tell you to turn down the volume on your radio set, or turn off your radio set, or reduce the volume to the barest minimum before you call. Now, a number of people may not do that before they call. Right, so please, we have a very short time to go. The program ends at 8:30 p.m. so that Igirigindu can come up with Tohansam. But it's 6 minutes to 8 p.m. right now. Let's have this conversation. I've spoken with the National Publicity Secretary of the African Action Congress, that is Omoyele Showore's party, Mr. Rex Elano, and I've also spoken with the leader of the African Democratic Congress, ADC, in Ikorodu and Lagos States, that was Honorable Sunday Moses Oladakpo. At the end of the conversation, they seem to have a playful spat, throwing playful jabs at each other. The ADC leader in Lagos and Ikorodu says the AAC has never won any political seat. They've never won any election, so they should go and win elections and come back, then they can say anything. While the AAC is saying, look, the ADC has nothing to offer Nigerians, and that from this program, Nigerians are already clicking on the website of the AAC in order to join the party. So after you give me your opinions on everything we're talking about today, I will also ask you, if you had to join a political party as a member, Which would it be, the ADC or the AAC? That's on a lighter note, though. You don't have to answer that question. Anyway, the phone lines are now open. You can call me up to be a part of this conversation. The number to call is 0803-692-9933. 0803-692-9933. That's the number you can call to be a part of this conversation. You can also send a message on WhatsApp to 0817-175-6338 on WhatsApp. 0817-175-6338 on WhatsApp. You can either call me on WhatsApp or you can send a message. So call me on WhatsApp or send a message. I definitely want to hear from you. This is Voice of the People 90.3 FM, and you are now tuned into the Political Spotlight. We're the number one station that gives you a voice all over the world. So it's time for you to call. When I said don't call, people were just disturbing the conversation. But anyway, I want to hear from you. Our Voice of the People. If we don't hear from you, waiting we gain. These conversations are very important, from insecurity to what's happening with politics to the ambassadorial list. It's important that you know the people who are representing you in different countries. Nigerians now, we're talking about Jackpot. We're thinking about Jackpot to different countries. You could go to countries like Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan, if I dare say even Afghanistan. And you most likely find Nigerians there, you know. So you have to know the people who are representing you in these different countries. What kind of image are they projecting in that country? What kind of image have they projected before now? So that when people go back and look at your ambassadors, when people go back and look at people who are representing you, the image of those people will not spoil your own image even before you start planning on how to get a visa to go to that country. So call me up 0803-692-9933. 0803-692-9933. That's the number for direct calls on WhatsApp. It's 0817-175-6338. You are my very first caller this evening. Welcome to the Political Spotlight, and thank you for staying tuned. What's your name and location, please?
My name is Jonathan. I'm calling from Manu.
Thank you for your call. Go ahead, please.
Please, first of all, I want to talk about this former elect boss. Anybody that is putting in any ambassador list, if America failed to pick him up from there, I mean that I will not respect America any longer. And for PTOB and the ADC, PTOB have wasted a lot of time. They have made a lot of governors that waiting for him to now join APC because of PTOB. So let him decide whatever I want to decide. It's getting late, like 5% late, just 5 minutes remain. It will be over. So let PTOB decide with Atiku and join Atiku. Let them rescue Nigeria and rescue Nigeria, also Igbo, and then Mandekalo, and other problem the Nigeria side. That's the only people should not fight for himself. Now let him fight because he wants to rescue Nigeria. He wants Nigeria to be out of this problem. Because if he fails to do this, things will work. And when things are worse, what am I trying to say? Let him join Mr. Atiku. Let him devise, just manage device to get this Nigeria out of it. Because a lot of people understand that our brothers people should try to run around. Make sure that this land the Kali is living very fine there. Not to the what they call the Sokoto, and Igbo and Sokoto should take over the business. Make sure that man is taken care of. If it's to build house like 10, 20 houses in that area, let now the Kali take one. Use others to make others happy. We can gather the money, make the money gathered. And let that man manage very well. Guys like 10 people come to take serving him over there.
Thank you for your call. 0803-692-9933. 0803-692-9933. Call me up. I want to hear from you. Welcome to the Political Spotlight. What's your name and location, please?
My name is Emmanuel.
Hello?
Hello. My name is Emmanuel.
What's your name and where are you? Okay, your name is Emmanuel. Where are you calling from, Emmanuel?
Calling from Sherry.
Thank you for calling. Go ahead, please.
Yes, the thing that is going on now, the government is rough. Everywhere is rough now. Hello.
I can hear you. Go ahead.
Yes, the government is rough. Everywhere is rough. And
please give me a call back. 0803-692-9933. 0803-692-9933. Welcome to the conversation. Turn off your radio set and give me a call back. 0803-692-9933. 0803-692-9933. Welcome to the Political Spotlight.
Good evening, Shema.
Good evening. What's your name and location, please?
I'm Edward calling from Sango.
Welcome, Edward, and thank you for calling.
This ambassadorial list, I think they have brought it very late.
Okay.
It's because of this U.S. intervention to clear terrorists. That's why they quickly want to arrange it, and they are not prepared with it. Because if they look into it, for me, I'd not even support that they should go with that list now until let them settle their house. Because if they take anybody to Canada now, I hope, how can you a clear Nigerian mess there when Canada say APC and the PDP government, they are terrorist organization? Or when somebody representing us in the US go to US now, they say Nigeria is a disgraced nation. Whereby our problem is still here inside our midst. I think they're supposed to by now hold on. Then and also going to this issue, we have keep a longer time waiting because no, I don't think they decided with article since most of these reflection cannot emerge. They're supposed to pick some at least among all those defectors, up to like half of them to that particular party. They have been working too much time. So and they also to conclude this matter, I think what Nigeria need to look into very well is that APCA, they are playing us the way we don't like it. This electronic voting we are talking about. Let them be serious with it now. That is exactly what Nigerians need now. And they to look into it that in such a way that no election will control in the night. At least from early morning when they adopted the electoral voting, by evening time we have got the result of that particular vote. Because in the night they will do review inside the election. Thank you.
Thank you for your call. 0803-692-9933. Send a message on WhatsApp or call me on WhatsApp 0817-175-6338. Hello.
Hello, my sister.
Good evening. Off your radio.
Okay,
thank you. You don't off, Oh yeah, talk your own.
I want to say Trump because if you not come, I'm not going to like him at all. I'm Nuru calling from Ohio.
Thank you, Nuru. 0803-692-9933, 0803-692-9933. Send a message on WhatsApp to 0817-175-6338. Hello, welcome to the conversation.
Hello.
Hi, what's your name and location, please?
Choma, good evening. This is Joval.
Welcome, Joval.
Choma, this man, I'm sorry to use the word this man, the president has made INEC chairman the ambassador. This is wonderful. Is this supposed to be a reward? Well, thank you, well done for what you did, announcing a result in the middle of the night. Anyway, every man will get the reward for work.
All right, thank you for your call. Welcome to the political spotlight. What's your name and location, please?
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening to you. Good evening to you.
Yeah, it's me, Church Boy. I'm calling from Kenya.
Welcome, Church Boy.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Sorry, not join the conversation earlier, because it's just now that I'm on my radio, and it's just because of church and autonomous. But that is for the small thing that I heard, that's concerning the issue. So what I understand is that our President Tinubu. So I think he's the one that is controlling the next chairman. He's even the one that is controlling everything in this.
Right, thank you for your call. You did say you did not join the conversation from the beginning, so please just listen so that you can give an informed opinion. All right, this is not about the INEC chairman past the present. This is not about whether the president is controlling anybody. We're having a conversation surrounding insecurity. There is a report that after the federal government said they will be seeking U.S. help with intelligence and defense equipment, that they are already in the Nigerian airspace. All right, so that's what we're talking about. Some Nigerians say, hey, we should not be knowing about this. Let it be a secret mission. right? While others are saying, yes, let's know about it so that we can know the steps that our government is taking to curb insecurity. Then we're also looking at the nomination of people like Reno Omokri, Femi Fani-Kayode, and former INEC chairman Mahmoud Yakubu in the president's ambassadorial list. We've not had ambassadors for over 2 years since President Bola Tinubu became president. We have not had ambassadors, and so many Nigerians are saying, look, let's just focus on the fact that we finally do have some people who are nominated to be our ambassadors instead of looking at the people who are on the list. But yes, we should be concerned about the image of the people who are representing us on the international scene. Okay, so that's what we are actually looking at. 08036929933. Hello? Hello, are you there? Hello? 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 All right, give me a call back. Welcome to the conversation. Good evening.
Hey, Chama.
What's the conversation? Good evening. Welcome, Abi.
I just say you are saying the ambassadorial list, the kind of people. See, let me tell you, those people, they all of them, they are professionals. The INEC chairman is a professor. So that's what we get. You don't expect the president to put the service there. It's his friends. And these people, they are career people. Share them with please, you open here. We don't have anything good to say about our country and our president.
Thank you so much. The audio is not really very clear, so try to call me back, okay? I really want to hear from you, so please try to give me a call back. 08036929933. Turn off your radio set and give me a call back. Turn off your radio set before you call. Hello? Good evening to you. What's your name and location, sir?
This is Mayor from Costa.
Welcome, Mayor. How are you doing today? Happy Sunday.
Trump is the president in Nigeria as a disgraced nation. The list of those people, that Yakubu Mahmoud, the whole world knew what he did in that election. Even a blind man, even those people, even kids in the stomach knew how he conducted the election. Everybody knew it. So if the world is making him ambassador, that is why we are laughing stock among the nations. None of them there, including most of them there, when they pass governors. The governor of Abia State was one of the worst things that in history. These are people that are going to represent Nigeria in foreign land, including the INEC chairman, including what we call Omokore. And so, well, we are choking until we sit up. You know, like one of the analysts said, you need to sit up. It's not about talking and let's.
Hello, are you there? All right, give me a call back. 08036929933. Hello?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening to you.
Yeah. Sorry, my name is Ivo.
Where are you calling from?
But I'm calling from Ogun State.
Okay, thank you for calling.
Yeah. Sorry, there's this thing, I started listening very late, but I understand concerning the ambassadorial something. Have you?
Yes, we're talking about that as well.
You see those people that they know names. The thing is that it's really surprised because the president himself, he's kind of person. I'm not surprised. Even this man, sister, he's not supposed to be the MC Oluomona. And one man, Jafar, these are the boys there. They're supposed to be there. It's not surprised that. MC Oluomona is supposed to be what they call it, ambassador to US. And all those are the boys there. The man is an aburu now.
All right, you cannot do that on national radio. You cannot use such words at your presence on national radio. Let's be guided with our choice of words. All right, please, before you accuse me of cutting you off, let's be guided with our choice of words. Please, Biko Ejo than Allah. 08036929933. Hello?
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening to you. How are you doing?
Thank you very much. Fine. Yes, this is Madam Bello. I am calling you from Kano.
Thank you so much for calling all the way from Kano. Go ahead, please.
Thank
Thank you very much. You know, if we are talking about the nominees of ambassadorial list, you put the name of Yakub Mahmoud inside. I think what is it? Ambassador, they are just like an image of the president in another country. But in our own country here, President Tinubu is our own president and is also our ambassador. Is our ambassador. Did we, for over 2 years now, did we succeed or fail? He has failed roughly between 2 years. So automatically, if none of his nominee to represent Nigeria in any part of the country that will not fail between 1 year, because he as a president in this country between 2 years has failed. So what Nigerians are expecting from those nominees is that between 1 year all of them will fail because they are guy in Nigeria and in our own country they has failed. Then if the nomination of Mahmoud Yakubu is to just thank you very much for announcing me as a president 2023. Thank you very much. That is why we put Mahmoud Yakubu name in that list. Thank you very much and God bless you.
Thank you for your call. 0803-692-9933. Welcome to the Political Spotlight. What's your name and location, please?
Choma, this is Jova. You know, allow me finish my thoughts.
No vex.
I was saying that now that he has nominated the INEC chairman.
Yeah?
Can you hear me?
Yes. Please conclude.
Now that he has nominated Mahmoud Yakubu as an ambassador, it's a reward. Now, people like Reno Mokri, these are people who have been working for him, helping him to spread propaganda. He's rewarding them with this ambassador. It is his right to choose anybody for an ambassador. But, hello?
Thank you.
On this American invasion or coming into Nigeria, rather, is a welcome development. Whether we know or we don't know, we just want to get these terrorists out of this country. There was an attack today in Kogi State. So we need to get them off. However, it will happen. We don't care. Flush them. Good evening.
Thank you for your call. Joval, 0803-692-9933. Hello, are you there? Welcome to the Political Spotlight. Turn off your radio set. 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 Turn off your radio set before you call. Hear how it sounds. When you hear how it sounds when I'm telling other people to turn off their radio set, right? That is what it sounds like when you call and your radio set is not off. So it doesn't sound nice. It doesn't sound nice at all. Person the para for me for WhatsApp now. Go for me and no worry. I'm sorry. It was so noisy when I picked your call. It was so noisy. There is no way I would have heard anything you had to say. Please help me to help you. I really want to hear from you. I appreciate the fact that you're taking your time to listen to this program, to send your opinions as messages on WhatsApp, as comments on YouTube, and to call me. So it is unfair to you to not be able to have a conversation with me when you call because you refuse to turn off your radio set. Please help me to help you. Okay? 0803-692-9933. Once you notice I've picked the call, turn off your radio set, please. Hello.
Good evening, Chairman.
Good evening to you. What's your name and location, please?
From Ogun State, Kenneth is my name.
Welcome, Kenneth. Thank you for calling.
Yes. The ambassador list. Yeah, that is my. I'm having my take. The people who been elected, Mahmoud, who had destroyed the electoral process, election of 2023, is one of them. Omokre, one of them. Paneka, one of them. So what are those people going to represent us here? What are they going to represent us here? Already the man who appointed them had already failed here. That is my point.
Thank you so much for your call. 0803-692-9933. We'll take a few more calls and then take your message on WhatsApp. Hello. Good evening to you. What's your name and location, please?
My name is Stephen. I'm calling from Lawrence in Surulere.
Welcome, Stephen, and thank you for calling. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, what I want to say is what one of your analysts said concerning we organizing ourselves as the opposition, not the parties now being the opposition. Because I see that what is affecting an Igbo man is affecting an Hausa man and the Yoruba man, even other tribes. The amount of money I'm buying Gary in the market is what they are buying. So if we can organize ourselves, come together and believe that we really want a better Nigeria, one will be very proud of our country and we better this country for our generations yet unborn. Then we come together, forget about where we come from, whether I be Igbo, whether I be Yoruba, whether I be Hausa. Then we come together and organize ourselves and believe in one thing, that we are going to vote out this present administration because they have caused us more pain. If we do this, I believe Nigeria will be better. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you so much for your call. 0803 692 9933 0803 692 9933. That's the number you can call to be a part of this conversation. Welcome to the Political Spotlight. What's
I'm
happy to hear from you. What's your name and location, please?
My name is Carlo. I'm calling from Ogun State. Yeah.
Welcome, Carlo. Go ahead, please.
Thank you. For the months I've been trying to reach you. Just one thing, let me do one thing. I'm nothing but that one thing. I'm not interested in whatever that is going on. But what I'm interested in is my brother Peter. Please. If I'm kneeling down to beg him to stay away from politics from now to 27 past. From 28 he can join politics. That is my singular opinion. Please, I'll try to stay away from Nigerian politics for now.
Why though? Why?
If you ask me why, my knowledge is best known to me for now. Let the little unity we have with the people of this land remain intact more. Because anywhere he goes, automatically, people will follow him. And if anything should happen, the next thing is that we have overthrown, just like what happened in 1967. Please, if someone can help me reach, I've been trying this line to really that I can reach him. Maybe the time of modality or I'm not thinking to reach him, but I cannot. I can't be able. Please.
Thank you.
As I'm talking to you, by the grace of God, I'm 65 above already, by age. For the little relationship we are still having for now, let it continue. If I may say, please, someone to help me reach him to just stay off politics for now till after 2027. Please.
Thank you very much for your call. Thank you so much for your call. Carlo, 0803-692-9933. We'll take one direct call and one call from WhatsApp, and then I'll take your WhatsApp messages. Oh, what's going on? Hello? All right. 0817-175-6338 on WhatsApp. 0817-175-6338 on WhatsApp. A number of people are trying to call on WhatsApp, and the call keeps dropping. I don't know why, but send your message and I'll take it before the end of the program. Hello. Good evening to you. What's your name and location, please?
Okay, my name is Tuba. Speaking to you at the
Welcome. Thank you for your call.
Okay, I want to contribute to the program.
Please go ahead.
Okay, and the articles and what are they expecting from their party in the new media? And Nigeria should not make the same mistake that we have made from the past, whereby we thought that President Buhari, the former president, so that we save Nigeria, for Nigeria to be a better country that we are clamoring for. And if you even look at their body language, the way they are organizing their political party, you now discover that they don't do well for us. So Nigeria to switch from intermittent military so that it will not repeat the same mistake that we made during the regime of Buhari, whereby everybody was saying about thinking that Buhari will be the president that will save Nigeria for Nigeria to be a capital. And even that APC, and when you look at the expression of that analysis, it was very impressive compared to that of APC. To that of APC. And you look at psychologically, if you look at the body language.
Has he convinced you to join his party then, the AAC publicity secretary?
The analysis, if you can tell me which one that I wish.
Hello?
Because the way he talks is crazy. Because how Nigerians can be better, how Nigerians can come together for us to fight so that Nigeria will gain a good ground for our country to be an effective country that other countries will be happy to be. So that we will free from insurgents, we free from boundary, free from terrorism. Because why are we facing all these boundaries and terrorism? Because our leaders have failed us for many years. They are sitting on their pocket. They don't even think of Nigerians. Look at many years we have been suffering, and we will do in our country. We will do in our country. There is no job. We are being enslaved by the political leaders. So all those articles,
Thank you for your call, sir. Thank you so much for your call. I can't take any more calls because the next program has to start very, very soon. But I will take your messages on WhatsApp, and I'll do my best to take all of your messages. Good evening from Adeyemi Kamaru, Banana Island, Lagos. Peter B is overrated. He has nothing to offer Nigerians. As governor of Anambra State, he didn't build a single school. Under Peter B, doctors went on strike for 13 months. Anambra State University went on strike for 8 months. The votes Peter B got during 2023 was through religious biology. It can none happen again. I don't open. Well, thank you for your message. Good evening, OVP families. My name is Adewale from Oshodi. Matter of fact, the current administration can never fight or tackle insecurity in the first place. Why bring them in during 2023 election? That this administration have the privilege to be negotiating with them. They still wanted to use them for election tools. If the government wish to tackle insecurity, why not cancel sensors which did with digital data to know the specific number of foreigners, all entire Nigeria security agencies, and we citizens. Shawara is good as an activist, not as president. He has a tendency of a tyrant, and being a man you have never been in the corridor of power, we can't trust him with the highest position in the country. Good evening, VOP. The ambassadorial appointment to the former INEC chairman is a reward for a job well done and a proof to the successor. Chairman Shawara's party is better as a pressure group than registered as a political party. If your analysts keep hammering on protests without having recourse to the political side of governance, what happens when the protest scales through and the government is ousted? Who will take over the governance of the country? We need a politically equipped opposition, not just a protest-inclined opposition. ADC is better politically equipped opposition, and I desire seeing Peter Obi deputizing Atiku to kick APC and his drag-alongs out of governance for the good of all of us. Jane from Ikeja. Good evening, Choma, and your speaker over there. Let's be sincere to ourselves. All these nominees are a disgrace to our country. It's a shameful thing. Just people like Modu, Yakubu, Omogre, Fani, Kayode, and others. I am Momo Ayodele. All right, Momo Ayodele, thank you so much for your message. Is it Yobi who said he would name the party he will contest in October, after which he also put a date after the Anambra election, which is about a month past? Does it show that Obi is serious at all or highly confused about what party he will run, based on the fact that he has become a loner in the LP and very unsure about getting the presidential ticket in the ADC? If he continues listening to Obedient, who keep saying president or nothing, he will remain stranded in the land of confusion. Tay, thank you so much for your message. His best chance is fighting Atiku. If he feels too big, reminiscing and soliloquizing about the votes he got in 2023, he should understand that every day is not Christmas and no one remains a star boy forever. 2027 will be different, as he should look around and ask himself if he has the same supporters as he did in 2023. Tay, thank you for your message. No to ADC and APC. Olaroy from Igondo. I do not see Atiku doing anything different. This is someone who deleted his post when Deborah was killed simply because of pressure from his people. How can we expect him not to keep dancing to the tune of his kinsmen? With Atiku, I do not see a united Nigeria. All right then. Thank you so much for your message, Olaroy from Igondo. Choma, good evening. These ambassador nominations are diversion on the current reality of our country. Take this message to the bank, Choma. These ambassadors cannot represent Nigeria for anything. Donald from Okeafa. Good evening, Choma. The ideal option for ADC is a coalition to achieve its aim, and the objection in 2027 is a combination of Atiku Abubakar and Peter Obi. If really they intend to let Nigerians off the hook of the bad governance, corruption, nepotism, hunger, poverty, insecurity, terrorism, propaganda, and the likes characterized by the autocratic system imposed on the people. All right, thank you for your message, Engineer Salau from Governor Road Ikotu. Good evening, Chairman. The nomination of Professor Mahmoud Yakubu in the ambassadorial nominee is an indication that the 2023 election was never won by Tinubu from Chike in Ketu. Reno Makri and FFK as ambassadors is a type 1 error. John from Ijanike. Peter Obi will do what's right for Peter Obi and what he thinks is right for Nigeria. Thanks. I am okay Ifedi. Chairman Peter Obi has never solicited a dime from anybody to sustain or enable his leadership aspiration. I don't know what right anyone has to be telling him what to do or what not to do. Good evening, Chairman. Tinubu just explained himself and what he believes by appointing people of questionable character to represent Nigeria in foreign countries. I want Showore to join force with Obedient Movement if he wants to be president. No one can win election in Nigeria alone without the support of people who was in government, especially in the north where voters take instructions from their leaders. Showore must stop being a champion of a losing team. Only option for Nigeria now is ADC. Chikezie Nwodo from Apapa. Thank you for your message, Chikezie. Good evening, Chairman. My name is Godspar from Ikotuegbe. Look, that list is just a list of compensation. The president wants to compensate those that helped him. It's clear and we all really understand. Good evening, Chairman. The appointment of Yakubu is a reward for a work well done. My name is Lagos. Well, Chairman, my name is Onyebuchi from Mushin. Why President Tinubu announcing ambassadors now? We have a pressing issues. Why we have many sensitive issues at hand. Let us stop playing with fire. Nigerians are watching. Thank you for your message. Good evening, Chairman. Osage and Nahoro from Otsa. Nigeria urgently needs military help from international organizations such as the US Army and NATO to smoke out these terrorists, bandits and kidnappers, and those who sponsor them should be arrested and jailed for life imprisonment, while Sheikh Gumi should be tried in international courts of justice. The 400 names from UAE should be released and published in national newspaper. If those things are done, peace will be restored in the land. Nigeria will be great again. All right, then. Thank you so much for your message. I do appreciate. Good evening, Chairman. Tinubu just want to reward his attack dogs. We know how INEC Chairman helped him. Cletus Nwogo from Okoko Michael. Chairman, good evening. Okay, Chairman. We'll go for me, Yanowore. I apologize. I'm sorry you feel that way. That was not my intention. Please, I'm sorry. Forgive me. All right, forgive me. That was not my intention. I apologize. Chairman, good evening. All I know is that Nigerians are not ready for the real change. As long as we can still go to markets to buy and sell, chop ukwabi and pepper soup, and drive big cars, including the bad and good among us, Nigeria goes nowhere good. Peter from Ejigbo. Chairman, why are you always bringing opposition parties to analyze national issues? They won't be objective. Yopi should be fair to all parties. By now, Obi should have declared his party affiliation clearly. Nigerians don't trust him due to his party hopping history. His loyalty is questionable to say the least. Abidin from Bagada, you were the same person that was complaining of my questioning pattern when I brought the APC national chairman of all spokespersons. Just try stand for one corner. Good evening, Chairman. I whip for the country. Can you imagine Tinubu's nominee, Chai, who do us? We are watching for them in 2027 with our PVC to vote them out. Kenneth from NNPC, Ejigbo. Amadi Bekwe, people should leave Obi alone. Obi is a man. He knows what he's doing. Good evening, Chairman. You're doing a great job. Thank you so much. That is all we can take on today's episode of the Political Spotlight. It hurts my soul to leave you, but it's time for me to go. Thank you so much for your messages on WhatsApp. Thank you for your comments on YouTube. Thank you for your calls. It's been an amazing ride. Esther Machku will be back on your airwaves tomorrow from 6 p.m. on the dot. My name is Chioma Innocent. Thank you for riding with me. Thank you for listening. Thank you for calling. Thank you for being a part of the conversation. Until I come your way again next time, keep living, keep loving. Remember, it's not just about what your country can do for you, but think about what you also can do for your country. My name is Chioma Innocent. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Please note, the views and